So I'm going to do something that no one else does. And I'm actually going to show you from start to finish us doing a product launch for one of our clients. And I'm not just going to show you a little bit of inside the ads manager and that's it. I'm actually going to document the whole process over the next 3 to 4 weeks of us launching this product from scratch. I'll show you inside the ad account, what campaigns we're running, why we're running it, and show you kind of our whole strategy. Now, it could go really well and we could make our client a load of money, or I could look pretty stupid and it could be a big failure. So we'll have to see. I don't know what I'm going to call it, the mini series that I'm doing. I need to come up with a good name, but we already started. Yesterday, we launched the first ads. So I want to kind of get this rocking and rolling. So this is one of our clients' ad accounts. We've got 2 ad accounts for these guys. This is the main one we use. I think so far we've spent about $400K in total over the last few years, which, it's a decent amount, but it's not crazy. So we've been working with these guys for a little while, but we are launching a new product for them. So this is kind of the overview of the process. I'll do this super quick because I'm more interested in documenting the ad stuff. So basically, we help them with the paid advertising. We're basically running it to a free 11-day training that they're going to be hosting live at the start of November. So right now, we're going to be running Facebook ads to an application. So they basically have to apply to become part of this 11-day program. And inside the 11-day program, like I said, that starts on November 8th, which is about 3 weeks out from now. So we're starting advertising 3 weeks out. Throughout those 11 days, there's going to be live training on most of the days. There's also going to be some video lessons, and they also have a group that they can participate in. And hopefully, if everything goes well, by the end of the 11 days, well, actually halfway through those 11 days, we're going to sell. And then we've got the second week to basically resell while still training them. And then hopefully at the end of it, we're going to make a profit, right? So I'm going to be showing you from the advertising point of view, but our clients, they're fairly big in the space. So they've got quite a large social media following. So we're going to be helping them push a load of traffic from their socials and email list. But again, this series, I'm going to be mostly documenting the ad stuff. So this is just some really basic KPIs that we're looking to achieve over the next couple of weeks. So I'll run through it quickly and I'll explain some of them. So ad spend, it's just $50K for this launch. Cost per lead, KPI for this client would be about $5 per lead or per someone who fills out the application. Then we got, so that would be about 10,000 leads if my math is right. My aim is to get about a 1% conversion rate of the leads. So we'll convert 1% of everyone who joins. Not people who attend live, but people who actually just become an applicant or a lead, I suppose. Anyone who joins basically the 11-day program. From that, we'll get 100 sales. I believe the price point right now is going to be $2K, but it could be $3K. We're just finalizing the offer with the client. So depending on the amount that we charge, it could be more or less. We're just going direct to sales page, no sales call or anything like that. So that'll be about 200K revenue, about 150K profit, and about 4 ROAS. So these are just my predictions. We've been working with this client for a while, so I kind of know what to expect. That being said, this is actually a new product that we're launching. It's still in the similar space, but it's not the flagship product that we've been helping them sell for the last 2 years, where we've got some pretty crazy results. We made the millions of dollars from ads alone. You guys can check out the videos on the channel for that. I've documented it. I've kind of done in-depth trainings on the campaigns, what we did, the ads that we ran and stuff like that. Last time, I think earlier this year in Feb, overall for the launch, not just from the ads, we did about 1.6 million in 1 week. So the whole launch actually took about 3 to 4 weeks, but actually in terms of when we opened the cart and closed the cart, it was about a week, a little bit longer than a week, and we did 1.6 million sales. About half of that was from the ads. Literally, it was a first split between ads and organic. So we did about 800K in ads in a week for our client. And that ROAS was 5 cash ROAS and a 10 revenue ROAS. Anyway, so we've been working with this client a long time. We made them a lot of money, but this is a brand new offer. So that's why the ad spend's low. Last time we did a launch for this client, we spent about 185,000. This time we're only going to spend 50, so it is a lot lower. A few reasons why. Number one, it is a brand new offer, so they didn't just want to go and drop 200 grand on the ads without fully testing it. So that was the main reason. We did have discussions around obviously being fairly late in Q4 with it being November, discussions around the election as well in the US, whether that's going to affect ad cost. So we just wanted to play it a little bit safe and spend 50K. So that's going to be the goal over the next 3 weeks, is for me to spend 50K on the ads, which isn't going to be a problem. But obviously the main thing is that we can get it within KPI. For this client, our KPI for the last few launches has always been to get $5 cost per lead overall. So that's what we're going to stick with. We usually get around a 1% conversion rate from the ads. They're organic. They convert a lot more than that in terms of the lead to sale is much higher than 1%. But from the ads, from cold traffic, I think the last time was one of the first times that we dipped below 1%. So I'm just going to say 1% average. It could be a bit low, could be a bit higher. And then, yeah, obviously sales revenue. It won't all be cash, though. I'm sure we'll have a payment plan for the offer. So that 200K, if we get it, probably will be split between cash and payment plans. So, yeah, they're just like some general numbers. Once we finalize the price and stuff, which I'll reveal to you guys, obviously, when we agree on it, we'll probably I may amend those KPIs. So that's the general strategy. That's what I'm going for. I feel like I'm not being too ambitious. But at the end of the day, 4 ROAS is pretty good. Spending 50K on a brand new offer we've not tested before. So we'll see. Hey? So that's kind of like the overall strategy. If you guys have any questions about this stuff, then just put them in the comments below. Again, I want to make this more ad focused, but I can go into details on kind of like this whole process of what we're putting together. So if we look at, this is my really, can I move this? Because I don't want this to be in the way. This is my really complex tracking sheet. Maybe we'll make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. So basically what I'll do every day is just track, and I'll show this sheet to you guys, is I'll track the spend, the CPM, the click-through rate, the clicks, and the leads, the cost per lead, and basically the application form conversion. And this is what I'll use to track. I did a little spending projection. So I'm filming this on the 19th, so yesterday. Basically, we started the ad. So this was my projection, to spend $100 all the way through to getting up to about $3,500 per day. That'll get us just below the 50K mark when the launch officially starts. And I've left a few thousand spare just because we'll run some reminder ads. So, for example, everyone who applies for the program, once they get accepted, we'll retarget them and be like, hey, make sure you've joined the group, etc., etc. And then when it starts, we'll retarget them and be like, hey, day 1 starts today. Make sure you're in the group, blah, 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 right? To obviously remind them to actually show up and attend the 11-day free program. So that's why I've left a little bit below the 50K. We're launching 3 weeks out, which only spending 50K, it shouldn't really be a problem for us. So I'm basically just going to dial up the spend. So the first week is going to be typically testing. The second week is typically going to be like optimizing. And then the third week, we should have very clear winners with our ads, and we should be able to scale them a little bit. Again, it's only 3.5K a day, so it's nothing crazy. Previous launches, we've gone up to like 12, 13K per day, I think. I can't remember exactly, but it's above the 10K mark. So hopefully this shouldn't be an issue. Last time we did market to a little bit of a similar offer to this, which was different from the main offer. The leads were more expensive. I actually struggled to get it to $5 a cost per lead of $5. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm being quite conservative, but who knows what's going to happen, honestly. So yeah, that's the fun of doing stuff like this when I'm filming this live, because I really don't know. I'm obviously hoping. So that's kind of the game plan. I'll be filling this spreadsheet out daily. I should have really filled it out today, but the account is in the US time. And when I went on this morning, when I first logged on and checked the ads from yesterday, it hadn't passed midnight for the US yet. So I didn't have like the total data. But if we go on the account now, which I'll show you in a second, we'll see. Now, one thing I want to note is, let's just go here. I'm going to get rid of all the previous data just so it's nice and clean for us. So one thing I'm going to do as well as I go through this process is I've got my own process that I have perfected, if you could say, over the last few years when it comes to doing these types of launches. But I always try and test new things, especially with a client like this where we kind of like, they're pretty good from a conversion point of view, so it's not a big risk for us to spend money and send them leads because they're pretty good on camera, they're pretty good at selling, they've got good brands. So I always, every time we do a launch like this, I try and test new strategies inside the ad account, just if we can find like a better way. So I have like 2 processes right now that I use when I'm running ads. Some people like, because there's a big debate between like, oh, do you just do like huge budgeted CBO campaigns, super broad targeting, and you know let the creative do the targeting, blah blah blah. If you've been in the ad world at any time, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then you've got the other side, which is like, you know, you need to target different interests, lookalikes and stuff like that. I've kind of sat in the middle. Traditionally, I've always been a more granular targeting type of person. And I think also like, it depends, I'm going to say this, depends on the niche, depends on the offer, depends how like the market, how like broad the market is. If it's a really niche specific service or an offer, then you might have to go through targeting. Anyway, people have lots of opinions about it. And me, myself, I've given my opinion on the channel. But what I want to do is just test it, because I think that's the best thing you can do, right? Is everyone can talk and everyone be like, yeah, this is the best way, that's the best way. But I'm just going to do like a real live test in front of you. So I'm going to try and show you as much data as possible. I am going to keep some things confidential, like the targeting. I'm not just being upfront. I'm not going to show you the exact ads that we're running because, well, number one, I don't want any copycats, so I want to keep stuff confidential. But I'm going to show you the strategy behind it, and I'm going to show you the winners of the different tests. And I'll explain the different types of ads we're running and stuff like that. I'm just not going to show you the exact ads, right, and the exact page it's from. Because, yeah, I don't need to, and I don't want to, and I've got a loyalty to my client over YouTube subscribers. So what I'm going to do, the main bit, and, well, by the way, if there's any like tests and stuff that you feel like I should run or you'd like me to run, let me know in the comments, and I can look at running some of those. Again, I'm not just throwing clients' money away. I'm only going to run tests if I feel like it would be beneficial and work. Anyway, so basically what I've got set up here, which you can see inside the ad account, is I've got 4 campaigns running right now. This one is in draft, which I'm going to launch, but I just wanted to make this video because that's the whole point, is to kind of document it as I'm doing it. So we've got 3 campaigns. This campaign is a warm campaign. So this is going to be targeting the warm audience. So you can already see this is what was spent most of yesterday, was basically these warm ad sets and ads. And you can see we're getting leads for 50 cents. So yeah, some of it is wider worldwide. Some of it is like T1 advertising countries. So don't look at that and be like, oh my gosh, it's an amazing campaign. Like it's just super cheap leads because these guys have a big brand and it's quite broad targeting from like a worldwide point of view. So basically when I work with this client or any client, the first campaigns obviously will set up as the warm campaigns. Number 1, I just test the first initial set of ads, get the pixel firing, get the leads coming in, and I just make sure like all the ads are getting approved and stuff like that as well. So right now I have inside of here, I have I'm basically just targeting Facebook, like engagers, Instagram engagers, and people who have engaged in pixels. So kind of like standard stuff. But you can see obviously these bottom 4 here where we're getting the really cheap leads. Those are like worldwide targeting, so really, really cheap. They should probably be cheaper, in all honesty. And then the top one is T1 countries. So that's why it's like $1.40 for a lead. And this is like, this is quite a competitive niche, just FYI. So especially the new offer that they're offering, it is going in a slightly more competitive market. So I am expecting the cost per lead to go up a little bit. So that's the warm. So I basically just target, Instagram engagers, Facebook engagers, and what's the final? Pixel visitors. Pretty like wide, 180 days or whatever it is. I don't do any like granular like, 30 days, 90 days, blah, blah, blah. And then I don't retarget their email list, even though their email list is pretty big, just because they're going to be resending, they're going to be promoting to their email list to get people to apply. And I get a percentage of all the money that comes in from the ads. So we just agreed that I'll just leave the email list alone. I'm not going to directly retarget people on the email list. and I'm just going to let them handle that. But maybe if the email list was big enough, I would retarget that as well, but I'm not going to do that. The second one up here is interests. So basically this specific niche, I've got like 10 interests right now that I'm going to start targeting. I know some of them are probably going to work based off the previous data. And yeah, so I can just go in and show you. Ignore the stuff at the top. That is, there you go, it's just disappeared. That is from the campaign that's in draft. So I'm starting off at $20 a day per ad set. So this is all at the ad set level. You can see now the cost per click is pretty good, $2. This is all to a US audience, by the way. So this is only targeting US, this campaign. And yeah, I'd never do like a worldwide targeting for like cold people. And yeah, cost per lead, we got obviously a few people. Overall, it's $4, but I mean, we're literally... So, I mean, some of these ad sets are spend like $2, right? So the point of this video is just to show you the strategy, not to show you the results, because we've hardly got any. So yeah, just a couple of leads so far, so good. Started off pretty strong. Within each ad set right now, I'm testing the interest. They've all got the same ads in them. So there's 4 ads in each of these ad sets. They're all the same ads. Like the ads are different. There's ad 1, ad 2, ad 3, ad 4. But the same 4 are in each of the ad sets. So if we look at like this one, for example, you can see this one's working pretty well, right? We've got 63 cents per lead, which is a good start considering it's a cold campaign to a US audience. So that's cool. And then, so yeah, and then the next one up is similar, but it's lookalikes. So basically to separate the interest and the lookalikes from each other. This one I've just launched, got no leads yet, so I won't show you inside of it. I think there's only 5 ad sets in there right now. And yeah, so we should be spending, with these 3, we should be spending about 100, 200, 300, yeah, 400 right now with this. So yeah, about 400. And yeah, so that's kind of like the number one strategy, to go a bit more granular with the targeting. Again, some people will agree with this, some people won't. It still works for me whenever I do this for this client, so that's why that's kind of like my main strategy that I'm going with. But something else that I've also been testing a lot of is obviously just been doing more broad and letting Facebook do its work, which is obviously kind of like one of the most popular ways and a way that people swear by, and it has worked for me in some of our accounts, so, but not always as good as more granular targeting. Again, I do often think it depends on the niche and the industry and the product and the total addressable market, but anyway, I'll show you kind of like my strategy with it. So basically, if we go into this campaign, so this is a CBO campaign. I've not launched it yet. I'm going to launch it after this video ends. And basically the idea is to do a CBO campaign, or they call it Advantage Plus now or whatever, I don't know. I'm still call it by their old names, but campaign budget optimization. So you set the budget at the ad set, the campaign level, sorry. And then within that campaign, you got different ad sets. Now these different ad sets, they have basically different angles. That's the easiest way to define them. So we've got like, this is like a longer copy ad. This is a more like direct ad. This is an ad that focuses on specific benefits. And this is like a really short ad. This final one here, a really short ad, which actually has like 2 lines, and we're pairing it with like a video. So the idea is to create different types of ads with different angles, with different formats, and we're going to test which one works the best. Now, all of these ad sets have the exact same targeting. So they're all to the US. They do have specific demographics. So they have a specific gender and a specific age range. As in, like, they're all the same, but I haven't just left it. Oh, no, actually, ignore me. This one, I'm thinking of a different client who I was working on before this video. So all the targeting is exactly the same. It is wide open, so it's any gender, and it's the age range is from 21 up to 65 plus. Sorry, I'm just getting confused then. Working on too many ad accounts. And then, yeah, so we're going to start off with 4 different angles. Within each ad set here, the ads are different because they're different angles, right? So we're not trying to test, I'm not trying to test like the interest or anything, right? I'm testing basically which angle works. So the I've got about 3 to 4 ads within each of these. So yeah, I'll just open it up. So you can see here, we've got 3 ads in this one, and these 3 ads are completely different to what's inside of this ad set, and they're different to what's inside of that ad set because they're defined by angles. So the idea here is obviously just kind of like let the angle, I'm basically testing the angle. So set the budget at the campaign level, have a bigger budget, and let them Facebook decide which angle is going to work better for this specific offer. And then the idea is then obviously if an angle is working or not working, I'm going to launch more variations of the ads within each of the angles. And I've also got some like backup angles that I'll also use that I'm just kind of waiting to see the initial results. I don't want to put like 20 different angles in here because that'll just dilute the ad spend. So I've got like my 4 first kind of like ad types / angles. I don't even know what to call them. But yeah, anyway. So that's kind of like the game plan. So like my first big initial test is going to be testing, okay, so what works better? Is it more like granular targeting with interests, or is just doing like a big CBO campaign with broad targeting, no targeting whatsoever, and just letting, the algorithm do its thing, as people say? Because again, this is like one of the biggest things that people talk about, and I'm just going to do a test in real time. And I'll show you the results, whether they're good, whether they're bad, whether they're okay. Hopefully they're good. And yeah, we will see. So I think that's it for this video. Like I said, I don't know how often to do an update. I don't want it to be super boring, but I also want to give you all the detail. I want to show you what I'm doing in real time. I'll probably film one every 2, 3, 4 days, I imagine. I suppose it depends what happens inside the ad account. I'm filming this on a Saturday right now. I don't know when this is probably going to upload on Monday because I need to edit it, and I don't edit my videos. Not that we have crazy edits, but we got to blur some stuff out. So this will probably launch on Monday, and then I'll probably film another one on Monday as well after the first few results. So yeah, this is just kind of like a video stating the overall strategy. As we go throughout the days, we get some more data inside the ad account. I'll give you more of an update on kind of like the strategy and what's working, what's not, explain why. Like I said, I'm not going to show you the specific ads, but I will talk about like the ads and the angles and why I think stuff worked, why I think stuff didn't, any mistakes we made, any new stuff we're talking about. So I will give more detail, but I'm not just going to open up absolutely everything and show you everything. So why does that thumb? I need to disable that. I keep getting thumbs up when I do my Loom videos. Okay, that's it. Any questions on this stuff? Let me know. If there's anything that you would like to see, also let me know. And yeah, I'm struggling knowing what to name it. So if you've got any naming suggestions, then let me know also. In reality, I get about 2 to 3 comments per video. So probably no one's going to comment, but I can keep trying to get them. I can keep trying to push that engagement. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.